This lakeside North Carolina retreat, you're looking at it right there. It's from my home state. It's got a deep water dock and a two-story great room, and that heads to an absolute auction tomorrow. Is it going to take our house of the week here at the Wall Street Journal? First, Stefanos Chen of Wall Street Journal's Mansion segment. He knows the answer. He joins me now. He's not going to tell you just yet, though. Let's talk a little bit about it. Lake Norman, beautiful place.
Right, yeah. So it's actually the largest man-made lake in the Carolinas, is how it is advertised locally. And this is a home that's about 9,000 square feet on the lake. It has a deep water dock. You can fit your jet skis, your almost 30-foot boat on there. Great panoramic views of the water. It's a 6-bedroom home, 6 full bathrooms, temperature-controlled wine room, the owner tells me, with a loft to keep the kids out.
Yeah, you need that.
Of course. And it's heading to absolute auction tomorrow, meaning it's not going to have any reserve price or minimum bid.
So Lake, it was last on the market for about $2.4 million. And
right.
Just for folks who don't know North Carolina, Lake Norman's relatively near Charlotte, just outside of Charlotte.
Right, exactly.
Great. All right. Well, you know, I have no choice. I have to vote for that one because it's my home state. But let's go to Rhode Island. I'm going to be fair. What have they got there?
Here's a home that is, again, on the water. It's on an island off of Rhode Island, so it's actually the locally it's the
Block
tourist
Island.
Block
Island, right?
The tourist group calls it the smallest community on the smallest state in the Union. So it's this really cute, quaint place that's about 12 miles off the coast. It's surrounded on 3 sides by water. You have a home that's built in the late 70s, which has a very traditional New England style facade, but inside you have a very contemporary feel. It has this loft-like layout, and also there are no doors in the home, which I found interesting. The owners
no doors.
Were against the
so
idea of
you
them.
Shouldn't have kids then, right?
Well, there's a curved hallway actually for added discreetness and privacy when you want that,
but sound travels, Stefanos. We know
well,
that.
Yes, it does.
But I dig it. I dig it. It could be good. It could be good. That's that Block Island, Rhode Island. All right. Now I'm having trouble choosing because the in-laws are from Rhode Island. I'm sticking with North Carolina. But Princeton, New Jersey. Let's hear from
Here's
that.
A high-concept home. It has 3 layers, and it was actually inspired by this Buddhist and also Hindu idea of 3 worlds, which
oh, wow, look at
is,
that.
if you think of the id, ego, superego, or the base, the earthly, and the divine, that's sort of what they were going with 3 materials: concrete, glass, and wood. So each layer has one of these materials, and it's in Princeton, actually nearby Princeton University. There's an addition made in 2005. The home is now about 7,000 square feet. Really large. Has these translucent filters for the light in the great room for the skylight, which is great for mood lighting. It's overall just a very contemplative space.
Yeah, that's one that I have to say. It's one of the most beautiful homes I've seen that you've had there. Of course, they have no stuff in there. Nobody ever has any stuff in their house. Where's their stuff?
Very sparse.
All right, this is so hard. Santa Fe, though, we got one more. What you got?
Modern Pueblo-style home in Santa Fe, a 14,000 square foot home. You'll see that they have the traditional adobe walls, the vigas on the ceiling, but the twist here is that it's very contemporary, very large glass windows overlooking the property. There's plenty of it. Land that is, so you can have huge parties on this property, the owners tell me. I mean, they say that you could fit thousands of people literally on this property, which was interesting. In the dining room, which I believe we have a photo of, there is this really cool skylight and very many layers of vigas, so you really have this feel of being in a traditional sort of template but very contemporary space.
Thousands of people for a party, but then you have to feed them all.
This is awesome.
And they have to go to the restroom.
But if you can afford the house, you can afford the catering.
They've probably got a lot of restrooms there. All right, I love them all. I'm sticking with Lake Norman because I'm from North Carolina, but I wouldn't mind if that Princeton Enlightened Space won. Who was it?
We probably have a lot of Carolina voters because the North Carolina home won.
That's what we're talking about. That's what I'm talking about. North Carolina, you're looking at it. Lake Norman, last on the market for $2.4 million. It can be yours. You can live outside of Charlotte. You can live on the lake. Stefanos Chen, thank you for being with us.
Thank you.